everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Irene and I hope you're all doing well. So today's video is Rouge sewing patterns. Rouge, if you don't know, is a French fashion brand from Paris, which is very famous internationally for its vintagey Frenchy style. And since last time I made the Cézanne sewing patterns video, I thought I would make one about Rouge because those are my two favorite French brands, and Rouge is a little bit more different than Cézanne because it's more of a 1940s inspired or sometimes 90s inspired style, and it has this I took this from my grandma's and my mom's wardrobe type style, if you know what I mean. And it wasn't so easy to find that type of sewing patterns, but I came up with a few and I hope you like them. Let's go. So the first one is by Pasta Couture and it's the Robe Mary but with two R's. It's this beautiful slip dress, and I've seen so many similar dresses in Rouge websites. If you add a little bit of lace around the bust area and maybe the hems, it's gonna look really similar, and I had even some rayon dresses from them that look like that. So very similar. The next one is by Apolline Patterns and it's this beautiful blazer called Tailor Blazer. So I believe I have the pattern for this actually, I haven't made it yet, but it's very similar to the ones that they sell in Rouge, except that the ones they sell in Rouge, they always look so oversized, but that's easy, it's multi-size pattern, so just go up a few sizes and you will get that style. But I think even just a little bit oversized, I think it already is, but on its own, with a belt like they did in this picture, it looks great, and I also love the fabric that they used. So this next one is again by Apolline Patterns. It's the Pantheon Gustav, and these ones are incredible because I have those pants. I bought them from Rouge and it's identical. Even the fabric that they used in this picture, it's the same, and I don't know where they found it, but I'm so glad to have this pattern because I would like to make those pants again once they are out of their lifetime, because they just fit so well and your bum looks like a peach. It's just perfect, the perfect pants. This next one, I was kind of surprised to find it. It's the Angie Blouse by Clementi's pattern. It's this type of, I don't know if it's 90s, I guess it's 90s actually. And it's quite an unusual, it's familiar but unusual, I don't know how to explain that, but type of style that they have in Rouge. And in their t-shirts, I've seen this many times, and they use this little floral light stretchy fabric and little maybe lace edges or something, and this is such a particular thing. I'm just so glad I found it. So I was saying that Rouge is inspired by the 1940s a lot of the times, and so I thought I would go and look for 1940s vintage sewing patterns. I tried to find ones that are PDF. I'm not sure if all of them are PDF. But anyway, the first one I liked is this wartime tea dress by My Vintage Wish on Etsy, and I have a blouse that just really reminds me of this. It's not exactly the same, but the style and the sleeves and the front kind of has a resemblance, and I think that if you find the right fabric, this could look so pretty and Rouje-like, and it would be perfect. This next one is again a 1940s pattern, and it's a button-down dress. And I actually, if you watched my Brigitte Bardot inspired lookbook video, had a dress like that from Rouge that looks super similar to this one. It's just a wartime shirt, it says, so very you know, Brigitte Bardot-ish, I think. It's especially in a floral fabric, it just gives off, you know, like country girl in France by the beach type of vibe to me, so yeah. And lastly, I have another 1940s dress pattern. I know that I put like 3 of them, but I thought they're also pretty and everybody can choose what they like. So this one is again a tea time dress from the 1940s, and I really like this one because it's unusual in a way. It has these wavy hems and sleeves and the front as well, so I think that's a really original and vintagey touch. If you make this dress though, I think you should consider notching the insides of those so that they sit better. Next is the Lou skirt by Apolline Patterns. I had this one also in the Cézanne inspired patterns video, but this is, like I said, such a classic French thing that you know, you can find almost anywhere, but particularly Rouge and Cézanne make it look very similar to this. The only difference is the fabric they use. So if you find a really vintagey small floral, or like, you know, this type of fabric, just go look at their website and see what I mean. This type of eccentric fabric, then you can make it look like Rouge. But however, if you find something more, I don't know, with like lurex or something, that would look more like Cézanne, and that's what would make this difference. And it's just a very useful skirt because, like they did it, it's perfect with like boots in the autumn, but it's also good for the spring, so it's year-long useful piece. This next one is a pattern I found on Etsy with a tie in the front and a little bit of gathering in the bust area, and it's a very pretty slip dress, very classic. I think it just seems like a 90s style to me, and I've seen so many of these in Rouge. They come up with different fabrics, but it's always the same dress, and it's really, really pretty. They also come up with blouses, and this sewing pattern also comes with a blouse version, so that's great. And it's a very quick and easy way to recreate that look. If you find the right fabric, you're gonna be good to go. The next one is again another pattern that I found on Etsy. This one reminds me of Faithful brand, actually, the way they made it with this fabric. But however, if you make it with a sort of a satiny fabric and with lace applied around here and maybe on the hems, it's gonna look like Rouge, because I remember a year or two ago they made a little lingerie inspired, like vintage lingerie inspired collection. Like they were dresses that you would go outside with, like not lingerie, and they look almost identical, like the shape of the dress. So depending on the fabric you choose, you could go for that whole 90s vintage lingerie dress look. So I wanted to find a dress pattern that is similar to Gabon, and this is their typical dress. Even I think in the James Bond movie they wore this dress. Not that I've ever seen it, but so I couldn't find one similar enough. However, I found one that seems to be free from this magazine Marie Claire, and I checked it out. I don't know what it's gonna look like, but the picture they put looks really pretty. It's just so pretty, and I can't believe it's free. So I'll link it down below if you want to download it. I hope that it works out. This next one is a vintage pattern, reproduction pattern by Lady Marlowe, and the VOC of these pretty blouses reminds me of the blouses in Rouge, and like the ones with the front tie, but I think that even this one without the tie looks super vintagey, and it could totally be something you would find in Rouge. Lastly, I found this pattern on Etsy called Kim Cardigan, and I've seen exactly the same thing in Rouge's website, with this little wrap tie and like, what is it called, envelope type blouse, and it's a little bit stretchy and stuff. I think that this looks very simple to make, and if you sort of make it look a little bit vintagey, maybe with like, I don't know, lace or some sort of specific fabric, I don't remember exactly what they used, or you can add frills sort of over the front or something, that could look really, really Rouge-like as well, or just even make it like red like they did, and I think that's something totally you could find in their website, and I'm sure I've seen it too. So these are all of my sewing patterns, guys. I hope that you like them and got some inspiration to add Jeanne Damas and Rouge style, French style, Parisian style into your wardrobes, into your me-made wardrobes. And if you make anything, definitely hit me up on Instagram so that I can see what you made. I would love to. If you haven't subscribed already, hit the subscribe button and the bell button and leave your comments and leave a like. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.